Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Kohji and this is my first installment in a series of videos I call Cool and Unusual. It is a play on the words cruel and unusual. However, in this series of videos, I want to take time to promote the work of various creators that I found on the internet whose creative passion and talents have driven them to create very interesting, cool, yet unusual creations. A majority of the things that I'm going to show in this series of videos are items that I have purchased myself because I have no contractual or verbal agreement with any of these creators when it comes to promoting their work. I am doing all this simply by choice. Now, if you're a creator and you want something that you created to show up in this series of videos, I will open up communications sometime down the road. However, in the meantime, I'm going to be showing items that I have purchased myself. When I was going to start this series, I was debating whether or not I wanted to go big or small for this first installment, and I decided to go big. Very big, in fact. This here is my professionally made custom Lucario Mascot head. The creator of this lovely head is located in Nevada and goes by the name of That. If you look at their Instagram, you can see they make a variety of mascot heads, not just Pokemon, but also other characters based on current media and pop culture. If you are looking to purchase a pre-made or custom-made mascot head from this creator, I'll link their Instagram in the description below because all their transactions go through their Instagram. However, this mask is a different story. I did not commission this mask, nor did I buy it from them through their Instagram. I actually happened to stumble upon it by accident in an eBay listing while looking for various Lucario merchandise because Lucario is my favorite Pokemon. This mask cost me just over $200 when factoring in shipping and taxes, and I gotta say, this is one of the coolest things that I've ever bought off of eBay. Now, before I proceed with the rest of this review, please consider subscribing to my channel so you can keep up with this series, especially if you're a creator possibly looking to have your work shown in this series, and watch some of the videos so you can get a little bit of a sense of what I'm looking for in terms of interesting, cool, yet unusual creations. So, like I said, this is a mascot head, not a fursuit head. No, I'm not a furry. Yes, I was intending to wear this at MFF last year before it got canceled, and you shut your mouth, Rocky. This head is constructed around a plastic bowl with both the ears and the nose out of solid foam. However, there also appears to be some kind of a hard surface inserted into the foam around the ear. Also, if you look at the back of the head, they have also attached the appendages that are on the back of Lucario's head. They're felt like the rest of the head, but they appear to be filled with some kind of a polyfill, which is nice. It's pretty lightweight, but it still gives them volume. The eyes of this head are made of, for the most part, a metal mesh with a white fabric mesh laid on top to give it color, and the rest of the details are made of several different fabrics, mostly felt. As we look inside the head, you can see that it is actually built around a 3M construction helmet with the center cut open and the front lip sawed off. What's nice about them building this around a construction helmet is the apparatus actually allows the mascot head to sit comfortably yet firmly upon your own head and not move around so much as you move. You can also see the eyes are cut through the plastic dome with some foam around them, I imagine to protect your face from any exposed parts from the mesh or any of the wiring inside the mask. But there's quite a bit of ample room in the head, so my head doesn't touch the walls or the front of the mask, so I don't really have to worry about that. One cool thing I do want to point out right here, I don't know if you can see it, what appears to be the creator's signature. Now, I know for many artists, a lot of them are very critical about their own work, so it's probably very difficult for them to take pride in their passion, so it's nice to see that this person has taken a lot of pride in creating this mask, which you can see throughout the construction. You can also see there is a little -19 as well because this mask was constructed back in 2019. Last thing I want to point out inside this mask is you can see there's quite a bit of wiring inside the mask, and you're probably wondering what that is. This box right here with a switch and two dials actually power the LED light wires that go around this entire mask. The wires outline the blue and black right here, all the way up top and all the way around back as well. Also in front of the face, around each eye, and inside each ear. And when the light is on, it's actually very bright, even in a well-lit room. So let me demonstrate that right now. All right, it's on. As you can see, it is quite bright, even with all the lights I have pointing at this. And what the dials on the control box do is they control the brightness. You can dim it very low to almost off and all the way back on again. And what the second dial does is it actually controls whether or not you want the lights to flash. As you can see right now, you can turn the dial and make the flashes very slow, or you can turn up and make them faster and all the way up to just permanently on. Now I'm going to put it on the head so you can see how it sits on an average human, but first I'm going to put this on. This is a neck gaiter that doubles as a balaclava. Really, you don't need one of these to wear this mask, but I have a lot of hair and I don't want it getting caught in the apparatus of the construction helmet. Also, because the opening at the bottom of the mask and the opening of the eyes is so large, it actually provides an ample amount of ventilation coming in and out of the mask, so I don't actually perspire that much. But in the event that I do sweat while wearing the mask, I don't want any moisture to damage any of the circuitry that's lining the inside of this mask. Alright, here is the mask sitting on my head. As you can see, it is quite large. I have to kneel down just so you can see the majority of it because the ears are so tall. And I know it's probably really hard to hear me right now, but I'm trying my best. Now when it comes to visibility, it is quite limiting, especially with the details right here in the center of the eye. So I'm completely blind right here, as well as directly in front of me. Also, my peripherals only extend to about right here. Anywhere past that I can't see. However, the amount of opening that I have right here and here are actually quite good, and I can see a lot for the most part, especially if I'm interacting with somebody right in front of me. But if I look directly at the camera, I can't see it at all. Now, the mask isn't actually quite that heavy when it comes to wearing it. It doesn't hurt my neck. The only thing that I can tell actually has a substantial amount of weight for the mask are the appendages. They're the things that add the most unbalance while wearing the mask. However, for the most part, the mask is actually very well balanced and not that hefty, so it doesn't actually hurt my neck or my head when wearing this mask for an extended period of time. However, I don't see myself doing that, and I probably wouldn't be doing that in the future just because I don't know that many events I could wear this mask to. Alright, now on to my final thoughts about this Mascot head. To put it simply, I love this thing. It's so cool, and there's nothing quite like this anywhere else that I can find on the internet. That is outside of a fursuit head, of course. In case you couldn't hear me inside the mask, my sight and peripherals are quite limited, especially with the details down the center, but my visibility here and right out to the side here is actually quite good. I can see anybody that I interact with if they're standing in front of me or just off to the side of me. However, if I were to look directly at something, especially if I look directly at the camera, I can't see it at all because of how wide this area is. But for the most part, visibility is actually very good, especially in a fairly lit area. You may have noticed I turned off the majority of the lights so you can see the LED strips better, and I could still see quite a bit of the details of my own living space. So wearing this to conventions, especially in a hotel during the afternoons or evenings, wouldn't be much of a problem. Now, as a creator myself, would there be anything that I would have changed or done differently with this mask? Personally, I would have preferred a smaller size just so it fits a little bit better with my body proportions. However, when it comes to a Mascot head used for entertainment purposes, this size is actually very appropriate. It's not too big to where it's obnoxious and not manageable, but it is big enough to where it's eye-catching, which of course is the main function of this head. I might have done something a little bit different in terms of what they chose to fill the appendages with. Even though the polyfill is quite light, when wearing the head, it does add a little bit of unbalance to it, but it's not horrible to where the head itself isn't leaning too far back or I'm feeling any pain on my spine. I think the biggest thing that I would have chosen to do differently is dealing with the amount of wires inside the head, because a lot of them are exposed. Now they did, if you can see on this side, use a lot of electrical tape to cover up a lot of it and keep it on the wall. However, I do find myself constantly pushing down this tape. I'll probably just retape it myself. But I personally would have probably found a different way in dealing with the electrical wiring inside the mask. But for the most part, I don't see any unfinished edges, any weak seams coming apart, no sloppiness outside of the excess glue around the ears here when applying the wiring to the fabric, which is something you can overlook. It's not really a big deal. The glue that's keeping the fabric to the solid surface inside the ear is coming off, but it's not significant and it's not really a big deal. It's not causing any misshaping to the ear itself. For the most part, this is a very well constructed head, and you can tell the person who made this is very passionate about the work and takes himself very seriously. And that is my Lucario Mascot head. If you want to contact the creator of this mask to potentially buy a pre-made or a custom order, like I said before, their Instagram is linked in the description. All transactions go through their Instagram account. And like I mentioned before, if you are a creator who's thinking about having your creation show up in this series, I am going to open up communications about that sometime in the future. But in the meantime, maybe consider subscribing to my channel and following the series so you can get a little bit of a better sense of what I'm looking for when it comes to interesting, cool, yet unusual creations that I would like to show off in this series. Thank you for taking time and watching my YouTube video, and I hope you'll come back next time. Take care now.